Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Sparrow. I have been going to the R.O.S.E Awards and the R.O.S.E and R.I.S E Award for many, many years. Been watching all of this stuff happen. I'm very honored to actually have it happening here in the Good News cabin. So thank you for being here, and thanks for having us be a big part of the night.
Well, on behalf of the Board of Directors of the South Shore Convention and Visitors Authority, the 5 counties of small businesses that we represent, the 14,000 employees in Lake County alone, we're thrilled to be here. It's a great night. This is my favorite night of the year. I mean, absolutely.
It's always been one I'm watching very intently, because ultimately you're thanking nice people for doing good work at important organizations or places where we all come together. And it's essentially like right up our alley. It's a night of good people.
This is, Chris, when I thought about how we're going to do this in 2020, in the middle of COVID and trying to come out of it and recover, and businesses trying to get their feet under them, I said, this is deeply embedded in the DNA of the Good News people. And I couldn't think of a better way for us to be able to present the R.O.S.E Awards tonight than doing it here with you and the Good News team, because you guys are just, that's why I love being on your website. I look at it and it's great news about good people. And that's why we're here tonight.
And I think you touched upon it. It's been a particularly challenging year for every industry of any kind, probably particularly tourism. But tonight's a night to recognize those people that keep going no matter what the challenge, and keep helping no matter what the situation.
And that's where we've got a number of great stories tonight. And so we'd like to thank you for tuning in. We're going to have a number of R.O.S.E Awards. Normally we do 12. This year we're going to do 6. And we're going to have 2 R.I.S E winners as well that we're going to announce live tonight on your show. Chris and I, obviously, as we said, honored to be here. Our 2020 R.O.S.E and R.I.S E winners. R.O.S E is an acronym for Recognition of Service Excellence. And it's important to tell your viewers tonight that you cannot be a manager, an owner. You must be a frontline employee to receive a R.O.S.E Award. That person in the trenches making it happen day after day, shift after shift. And our R.I.S E winners is recognition of industry success and excellence. And you can be a repeat R.O.S.E winner. And we've had a number of those through the years. Or a managerial employee, just the first level up, managing frontline people to receive a R.I.S E winner. And those are, again, both of those groups continually exceeding customer expectations. It's important to note that nearly 4 in 10 workers got their start in travel and tourism,
I actually think I know a guy that got his start in travel and tourism.
Who's that?
Yeah.
This guy here. Yeah. I started mowing the lawn. Now, that's not true. I started as a parking attendant at what used to be the Holiday Star Theater in 1979, and I got promoted.
That's a couple years ago.
Yeah, well, 2 or 3 at least. And it's these jobs that give workers skill, confidence, experience that are essential to successful careers and in a broad spectrum of occupations.
Why it's very important to us is the dedication of service employees in the hospitality industry is crucial to the success of the whole region. Both R.O.S.E and R.I.S E winners positively influence, and I tend to like a lot of positive things, a customer's experience. They make the region a great place to not only live, but to work and play. These customer service champions will be honored tonight, and through a series of videos and testimonials that we'll be sharing over the next couple of weeks along the South Shores and NWI Life's social media channels.
Well, Chris, normally we would be gathering about a week ago, actually, for the R.O.S.E Awards ceremony and dinner live at Tiebel's. And it breaks my heart that we're not there tonight because, again, when I say this is my favorite night of the year, the great stories that come from the nominees, and each finalist is honored and the winners are announced. But this year, due to the restrictions we're taking and making sure that everyone stays safe, we're doing this event virtually. We've also scaled the number of R.O.S.E winners from 1 dozen down to a half dozen, and 3 R.I.S E winners down to 2. Unfortunately, when we called to follow up with our finalists' place of employment, we learned that a significant number of our best hospitality employees had left their jobs or were let go because of the pandemic. I think that puts a lot into perspective on how many hospitality employees are still out of work in the region. And I think that's why it's so important tonight for us to remind people at home, your buying decisions to go to a local restaurant, to support small businesses in the region matters. It's people that you know who ask about you, who know you by name, who know your drink, who know your favorite entree. What you do matters to businesses in the region, and we need your continued support to make sure that our recovery happens quickly. As I told you the last time we were in studio, Northwest Indiana and Lake County specifically has led the state's hotel occupancy and average daily rate. We've been a leader for 6 months running. That's because we've got what people want. And part of that is the service and dedication of our frontline staff. And that's why I'm so glad to be here tonight. And we're going to share those stories that make it so much fun.
Tonight's winners will not only be featured on our social media channels, they will receive gift cards from an abundant group of people that have stepped forward to help, including Fair Oaks Farms, Tiebel's, Ameristar Casino, East Chicago, Deep River Water Park, Albany's. Who doesn't want to get a little gift basket from Albany's? Chicagoland Popcorn, Mascot Hall of Fame, Bellaboo's Play and Discovery Center, Doc Smokehouse and Craft Bar, the Majestic Star Casino, Horseshoe Casino, and the Chicago White Sox.
And we're getting more and more every day. I got to jump in there because as our businesses come back online, they want to support these people. And so when you get your basket, it's going to have more than that in it.
There is always essential part of this night is the Day Spa gift certificate and experience that everybody that wins tonight gets to enjoy with a little bit of pampering. So this little tiny silver box leads to a whole day of relaxation and care.
And I've got to give a shout out to Patty Colby. She hates it when I do this, but I have to. 15 years ago when we said we're going to do this, Patty was in. And what normally happens is a bunch of limos pull up and every nominee gets to go in for services of their choice. And Patty has been so generous. So again, one of those small businesses you need to be supporting is Go See State of Mind. And everyone we've listed, my friend Brent at Doc Smokehouse, what a great job they do. And every person here, literally, Fair Oaks, Tiebel's, all of them, get out and support these people because they're supporting the people that make a difference in your life.
And ultimately, every one of them has had to reinvent their business in some way, shape, or form and adapt it to carry out or handle it with social distancing or do it with diminished crowds or activities. So every single thing we can do now while they're struggling helps them come back strong. So when we're all back and having a great time, they're all there with us.
Absolutely. And one final thing that we're throwing in on behalf of the board of directors and staff of the South Shore Convention and Visitors Authority is all of our winners and a guest will be invited to the 2021 event. So we can do our group pictures as we normally do every year. You're going to have dinner on us. You're going to be my guest, and we're going to make sure that you get the excitement and recognition live that you deserve that we couldn't provide you this year. So I'd like to let you know that we know that this year's event is virtual. And when we get a chance to break bread and be together live, we're going to pay special attention to this 2020 class that didn't get to do what every other class has, and we're going to make it up to you. So mark your calendars for next year. You're going to be my guest, you and your significant other, spouse, child, mother, whatever it is. You're going to come out and be part of our event in 2021. With that, so we're not surprising you this year. We're reading it live. And we'd still like to take a moment to recognize each of the finalists in 2020. Our R.O.S.E finalists are Alexa Cano, a Mascot Hall of Fame, John Colpitz, Majestic Star Casino, Gary, Mark Diaz, Majestic Star Casino, Gary, Izayah Edwards from the Jewel Osco in Crown Point, the first ever grocery store that I can recall in our nominations. Samantha Farler, Merrillville Florist and Tea Room. Karen Jones, Tiebel's Restaurant, where we should be tonight eating some great perch. Chris, they bring me out my own special plate because I embarrass myself with the perch from Tiebel's every year. But
no surprise there.
We'll pass over that. Yeah, I didn't get this girlish figure by eating kale. James Muhammad, Horseshoe Casino Hammond. Patricia Scott, Majestic Star Casino Gary. Lori Stingley, Ameristar Casino East Chicago. Chana Thompson, Stadium Sports Bar and Grill at the Ameristar. And the R.O.S.E finalist, Aaron Alvarez, Majestic Star Casino Gary. Joanne Baranowski, Majestic Star Casino Gary. Sonja, and I love this name. This is my favorite name.
You can do this one well. I had to practice a couple times.
Look at it. It's so easy. Dectelides, Majestic Star Casino in Gary.
It's easy for you. Your name's Batistatos. Like, whoever pronounced that correctly the first time?
You did.
Well, this time, but
Okay.
I've known you for a lot of years.
Natalie Garza, Bella Boo's Play and Discovery Center. Jacqueline Smith, Marriott Properties of Chicago and Southeast Hammond. Tim Soper, Majestic Star Casino, Gary. Mariuz here's one that's got my tongue tied. Zlembarski. So I've got, Zlembarski, Horseshoe Casino, Hammond. So those, and let's give a virtual round of applause to our finalists in both Rise and Rose Awards this evening. Chris, take it away.
That was excellent phonetic illustration on behalf of your team there. It's
Well,
really good to have
You know
that.
you're from the region if you
Yeah.
can say both Dectelides and Zlembarski.
It's pretty good that you tried it twice. An outside selection committee, as I understand, it's called the Academy.
It's like the Academy. We don't know who nominates the Academy Awards.
All I know is they came and they had a big black SUV and they had baskets, or they had, little
Bodyguards,
briefcases. Yeah.
Chained to them.
Bodyguards.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
And by the way, I wasn't in the building.
It was a little intense.
I make it a point to say, when are they coming in? Because I don't want to be anywhere near it. Me and my staff, we don't have anything to do with this. These are picked by professionals in hospitality and human resources in management, that they look at the nomination and they make the decision. And I've got to put that disclaimer right out there. I try to book myself out of town, but this year was in COVID, so I just got as far as St. John. I couldn't get any further.
Couldn't get any further. So that group anonymously picks this year's winners from the list of finalists that we just gave you. The nominations are kept, as he said, completely anonymous. We remove the individual's name, the company name, and they're really just chosen on their individual story and merit.
Let's show our age.
Okay.
They're hermetically sealed in an envelope, and the judges have to look at them.
And nobody knows what that other than us.
There's a few of us that
that
remember Johnny Carson and what was his name? Karnak, the Great.
Karnak the Great.
In a hermetically sealed
I
up.
believe this is.
Sorry, I digress.
Let's get started on this evening event announcing our 2020 Rose and Rise winners.
I'll take the first one.
Happy, go right ahead.
Okay. Our first winner of the evening is described as, quote, a ray of sunshine with a can-do attitude. She takes great pride in serving her customers and remembers her regular customers' food and drink preferences, as I was telling all of you at home previously. She often has their beverage order processed before approaching the table. Numerous customers will wait until they can be seated in her section so they can enjoy her signature service. One guest commented, quote, we travel extensively, and no matter where we go, we compare the service we receive to this employee, and she's always tops. According to her manager, she receives compliments frequently from the guests, and that this nomination is long overdue. So drum roll, please. Let's go. Ready? Chana Thompson, server at Stadium Sports Bar and Grill at the Ameristar, East Chicago, is our first Rose winner. Way to go, Chana. Bravo.
I get the second selection, and our next Rose winner comes from a business that's recently gone through a change in ownership. A mainstay in the community for decades that many of us know, a portion of the business remained closed for 18 months. This former server approached the new owners eager to come back. Because of her commitment, the reopening of the restaurant was a massive success. The employee didn't just show up, punch a clock, wait tables, or go home. She stepped in to help reestablish procedures and operations to make sure the eatery was a well-oiled machine, ready for customers, both new and returning. The reopening was just before the holidays, which meant people were very interested in reestablishing their traditional lunch reservations and parties. She helped the owners and staff maneuver through an overwhelming rush and a number of sold-out days. She sets the bar for an experience their customers appreciate and they now come to expect. She's a true leader in the workplace, and guests are always singing her praises. Samantha Farler, server at Merrillville Florist and Tea Room, is our second Rose Award winner this evening.
All right, Samantha, great job. Bravo. Chris, our third Rose winner, is a veteran of the hospitality industry with 24 years on the job at this business. Think about that. 24 years at one place. Guests know her by name, and she has her own fan club of guests of all ages and backgrounds. She demonstrates friendly and generous service to each and every guest who she visits. She makes them feel like family and never misses an opportunity to engage a new customer or build on an existing relationship. One guest in particular has a speech impediment who has been a guest for years. Most employees don't engage with him because he mumbles and makes it hard for others to understand. But not her. She takes the time to approach him and patiently listens to him. By the time she walks away, the guest has completely changed, smiling, talkative, and an overall happy. She does the same for fellow coworkers. An employee was hired as an Asian attendant, had a number of language barriers with guests. She immediately took her under her wing and for months helped her, engaged her, and helped her master her new job duties. She shows others how to overcome barriers with confidence, all without being asked or told to do so. You'll often find this employee on the floor dancing, joking, and entertaining guests, always with a smile and a heart of gold. She's someone who loves the job, loves people, and understands the value of providing superb guest experience from her first year to her 24th. And you know what? I'm sorry that I can't be here to give Patricia Scott, slot attendant at Majestic Star Casino, a huge hug as we do every year at our R.O.S.E Awards. Congratulations, Patricia.
Millennials sometimes get a bad rap, but definitely not this one. A favorite at this particular attraction, she's well beyond her years. During the pandemic, she spent hours cleaning, helping with inventory, and has been an all hands on deck person with technical support, even helping the older generations like us with Zoom calls. If there's a meeting, she's the one to bring coffee and donuts, and she's been the creative mind behind the majority of the social media engagement campaigns that attraction has done. She's a regular guest at this attraction, had a themed birthday party planned for March. Unfortunately, it had to get canceled. That didn't stop this employee from going all out. She thought of every way she could to make this young guest feel the love from his favorite place. She bought him presents, decorated her car, and drove by his home for a birthday parade. She also had him featured on a weekly social media video for kids. She continued to keep in contact with the guest and his mother so he could feel special. In her free time, she volunteers with several non-for-profits, and she helps with the local food pantry. Alexa Cano, I'm proud to announce you're the special events coordinator at the Mascot Hall of Fame, and you're next a R.O.S.E winner this evening. Bravo.
So, Chris, was I lying about this when I asked you to jump in? I mean, aren't these stories great?
This is the people we write about every single day.
I can't wait
people doing nice things for good people, and
I can't wait to meet Alexa. I mean, I love this story, and I'm kind of jealous that you got to read it and I didn't.
Well, I read these and I instantly think, how could we hire this person? Like, I know we could use them.
Absolutely. Well,
somewhere else.
You're going to have to
Great
compete with me
people.
because I'm going to be looking at her next. So I'm so glad we're here, and I'm so glad we're doing this live and we're able to thank the people that deserve to be thanked this year. Our fifth R.O.S.E is when the nomination committee receives a nomination from a customer, it's a bit more special. And that's true. They tell me all the time that if they get a customer making a nomination, that kind of jumps up on their radar screen.
Somebody had to go pretty far out of their way to say, I want to make a nomination.
Well, think about it. I mean, when a customer takes the time to write a nomination, we're often just calling about bad service. These people are sitting there writing the story about great service. So when a customer takes that time, it usually means they've been truly impacted in a very positive way. This customer said, quote, every time we dine here, we request the server. She's exceptionally attentive and really makes our dining experience a great one. She remembers our past preferences and is super kind and attentive to everyone, even our most difficult relatives, and there's a big laugh with that. I tell everyone to request her when they are dining. When asked about this server, her manager said she's the best server they've ever had. And when our dining room reopened after the shutdown, she requested to be the only server in the room to make guests feel more comfortable. Now, talk about right now, there's about 16 restaurants watching us live going, I got to hire this person. Masked and maintaining proper cleaning protocols, she handled the entire dining room and did not skip a beat. No surprise here, ladies and gentlemen. Karen Jones, server at Tiebel's Restaurant, is very deserving of our 5th R.O.S.E winner this evening. Congratulations.
You may have read or seen something about our last R.O.S.E Award winner this evening, as his story has made it all around social media. We actually had a rare opportunity to have some forces align. We didn't know he was winning, but we knew there was a story, and Jenny actually had this young man on her show today. So it's a strange, awesome confluence of good. But 1 month on the job, this young man's bagging groceries for an elderly customer, and he noticed the customer was short on her order. The woman was making the decision to put items back so she'd have enough for her order. And without hesitation, this young man pulled out his wallet and offered $20 to make up the difference. All of this, luckily, was caught on camera by another customer, and she posted it to her Facebook page to show others how kind this employee was. The story had already gone viral, and the employee had to make his own Facebook account to see what all the commotion was about. He insists that he didn't do anything special. He was just doing, as he said, what was right. He was quoted as saying, "I told her I wasn't doing this to get paid or reimbursed. I just want to help you." And when you hear that come across from a young man, and you know what's on the traditional news every day, and you think, this kid pulled $20 out of his pocket, he probably didn't have much more than $20, and said, "I just want to help you." The name of that young man is Izayah Edwards, service clerk at Jewel Osco in Crown Point. Way to go.
Way to go, Izayah. You know what? In 2021, where we're at Tiebel's, you're getting a big hug from me, just fair warning, because you're a rock star, dude. That is one of my favorite stories of all time. Congratulations. Now on to our 2 R.I.S.E winners, Chris. Our first R.I.S.E story starts with children, the best audience, because they don't tolerate a lot of phoniness. They'll call you out in a heartbeat.
Kids call me out all the time.
This employee is mobbed like a rock star, exiting their tour bus when children arrive and leave. She scours her wardrobe for any themed days at the center or for just the right fit. She'll rework, rewrite, and transform programs to match the energy of the group and will help every child excel. Caring for children always comes first. She has band-aided more scrapes, soothed more burns, cleaned more quote-unquote accidents, and wiped as many tears as a full-time teacher, which is only 1/10 of her everyday duties. Her desk is adorned with pictures and treasures her guests have made for her. She really sees every single child. She gets to their level and makes eye contact, and she connects with them. She's described as not above and beyond, but in a league of her own. Her managers know that she's the best, and this attraction is 1 million times better because of her. I know this young lady, and I can't tell you of a more deserving person for our first R.I.S.E award tonight. Natalie Garza, Group Manager at Bellaboo's Play and Discovery Center, is our first R.I.S.E winner this evening. Natalie, congratulations.
I have the honor of sharing our last story of the evening, and it's truly a story near and dear to my heart because it's the community coming together to help each other during COVID. We've seen an outpouring of good across the region, whether it's healthcare or first responders or the service community coming together. And this isn't your traditional customer service story, but a story about how one employee can really make a difference. During the shutdown, this woman's company had to furlough 850 employees. She called every one of them to comfort them and provide any support that she could. Working in human resources, she also kept all the employees personally updated with their unemployment benefits, assisted with questions about the application process. If an employee became sick, she'd arrange all on her own, baskets of goodies, grocery items, phone calls. One team member fell ill and had no support at home. She was right there purchasing snacks, healthy foods, and books to be delivered to the employee. The employee was so grateful, she commented, "I was surprised or shocked when HR delivered the package to my door. They knew I couldn't leave, but they made sure I had the things I needed. It was the most kind, unselfish, generous thing that ever happened to me in my life. I was humbled, and it feels like family. Her commitment to her team doesn't stop, and her dedication completely surfaced during the pandemic. A coworker wrote, "Never have I met someone as energetic, engaging, and technically solid in the human resource field who also puts their heart and soul into everything they do." So, Sonja, I hope I do justice to Dectelides, your last name as the Director of Human Resources at Majestic Star Casino, and our final award winner this evening.
Sonja, thank you. Great job. So, all of you, thank you for joining us this evening. We're excited to highlight these winners. I'm very sorry we couldn't do it personally and give you that human touch that you've given to so many others. We know what you do is important. We hope that virtually we were able to convey just a fraction of that, because you guys are absolute rock stars, and what you do is so vital to our industry. Keep a lookout for the videos that we're going to be interviewing every one of them. You're going to be running them.
Yep.
They're going to come into the studio.
We're going to be, I think some groups are collaborating on them, and then we're going to be launching them on the South Shore page and Northwest Indiana Life and Valpo Life throughout this campaign, so that and this will always be up on Facebook, on those 2 Facebook pages, on your website, on the event page, so that anybody that couldn't enjoy it live can always enjoy it throughout the rest of this fall. And then those videos will all appear ongoing throughout the next few weeks. And so every single person gets their chance to have their individual spotlight as well.
Excellent. If you know of anybody at home, and all of our viewers, thank you for taking time. I know there's a lot competing for your time this evening. But if you see great service, it's up to people like you, the viewer, the resident, the person bringing guests into our community. Make that nomination. Go to our website, or just go to www.roseawards.com and make your nomination today for 2021. You can see how great this is and how excited we are, because these are the stories that matter. This is how our business changes people, it changes your community, and it helps our state. Thank you to Chris and the Northwest Indiana Life team for sharing these stories and inviting us into your studio. And before we go, I would be remiss in not thanking our sponsors one more time this evening: Fair Oaks Farm, Tiebel's Restaurant, Ameristar Casino de Chicago, Albany's Confectionery, Chicagoland Popcorn, and both Albany's and Chicagoland right there on the calorie corridor, as we like to call it, on US 30.
I think that would be good.
Yeah, we don't.
I need to win one of these.
Thank goodness the cameras.
I need to win one of these. That would be really good.
Well, we're going to get to that in a minute. Deep River Water Park, Mascot Hall of Fame, Bella Goose Plain Discovery Center, Doc Smokehouse and Craft Bar, Majestic Star Casino, Horseshoe Casino, and the Chicago White Sox, and State of Mind. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking time for your evening. We've had a great time. If you see our Rose winners or previous Rose winners at any of the businesses,
give them a massive thumbs up.
Or right now, just an elbow, but we're going to return to the day where you can give them a big hug. Got anything else?
I will say
we're out.
Good night.
Thanks for being here.
And take care.
Great job, everybody. Thank you.